help, help, help. I was hanging out with my friends. We were at a party, right? And I don't even know it happened so fast, right? I was chilling. We were having drinks, smoking weed, and then I went to put my hand on my friend's bookshelf, and I went to go lean back while I was flirting up a girl, and I no-clipped through the bookshelf and ended up stuck in the metaverse for like weeks, if not months. It was crazy. Welcome to the weekend show with Mediumjay, or should I say the Metaverse. Welcome to the Metaverse with Mediumjay. I'll describe everything that I went through in this Metaverse. It was insane, right? First of all, it was dark, but everything was like highlighted with these bright neon lights. Like, imagine like the outlines and everything of surrounding objects, like kind of like Tron, the movie Tron. Like, things were like neon bright, and it was a dark area, but it's kind of like, yeah, the Tron world, except every now and then when I was walking through this, it was like a loading stage almost that I was in. When I first no-clipped through the bookshelf out of reality, I seen giant pillars of Facebook thumbs up, the thumbs up button, the thumbs up button, giant like statues of the thumbs up buttons, just everywhere, and they were made with solid gold everywhere. The metaverse was fascinating. It was insane, because once I got used to it, I realized like 90% of these of the men in the metaverse were actually anime girls with cat ears, dressed up in maid outfits. It's fucking wild. And the women were all running around with these Thor, Chris Hemsworth icons. Like, there are these big buff, ridiculous Norse god, Greek god, like women, but they were dressed up as like these, like Odin, and there was a lot of Zeuses with these women with puffed up chests of men. It was wild, man. And then I come and I see Mark Zuckerberg, and he's sitting on top of this Game of Thrones throne, and he's sipping out of a chalice, right? And he leaves the cup from his lips in this very awkward motion. It was very like I don't even think he took a real sip of anything. But yeah, he leaves the cup with the chalice, and this was like, we're in like some assembly or something. This was I look around, there's all these characters, and Mark Zuckerberg, once upon leaving the chalice, he sits up in his throne, and he says, "Metaverse, welcome Mediumjay." And it was weird, man, because he was like, he was in, like, it was like he was the leader. This was like the motherfucking ruler of the metaverse. It was very weird, because everyone just got up and was, yeah, yeah. Oh, and they had like pitchforks and shit. It was a wild world that I lived in, or was stuck in. You know what I'm saying? And all these characters started emoting to me with these shitty ass dances like you'd see on TikTok. They just started pop locking and doing like they're swiveling the hips and shit. And it was very like, it's kind of buggy at the same time. I'm like trying to get used to this. It's like they haven't worked out the graphics yet in this metaverse, right? But it was very, they started emoting and dancing. A couple of guys, did like a little joke slap me, pat on the back kind of things, and I see that now I'm equipped with an inventory, a mail slot, a backpack, and a starter weapon. I got a bat with a rusty nail. That's what I got. Welcome to the metaverse. And after Zuck's introduction to me, my mailbox got spammed with a shit ton of mail. There's a lot of mail. A lot of it was like dick pills and cam girl bot requests and shit, so typical. This is like what I was used to with regular internet, what I'm saying? But I also got a significant amount of club invites, and I learned from playing video games that these clubs, clans, alliances, cliques, allegiances, fellowships, councils, communities, camps, communes, bands, gangs, sets, rings, and syndicates all provide a great help to new players. Like, you're a part of a clan, you know what I'm saying, and you're just brand new. The clan guides you to a certain level where you want to be, right? So, especially like leveling up, especially because, you know, for new players, it's you got to get the XP, right? And I knew I had to squat up, or else I'd be alone in this metaverse, and who knows what would happen, right? Well, maybe I'd end up getting, you know, groped. I end up being some sick, twisted guy's sex pet, you know what I'm saying? I was foreign to the metaverse. I had no idea what this shit was. I always made fun of it. But I was stuck in this. I was stuck. I don't know. So I seen this one Evite that looked pretty promising. It said Fury Vengeance, right? And I was like, you know what I'm saying? Fury Vengeance. Now, in the real world, I came to find out what Mark calls it is the Betaverse. He called the metaverse, he called the Metaverse, called the real world the Betaverse. You know, I really like this movie Mad Max, right? And it was like Fury Vengeance, right? You know, actor Mel Gibson, as well, so naturally, you know, I like Mel Gibson as well, right? So naturally, I thought going with this group, based off of the apocalyptic world with a band of misfits, is a natural fit. You know, I didn't fit in. I barely even fit into the metaverse. I just no-clipped from my regular Betaverse into the metaverse. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it was going to be a good idea, but I misread the Evite. And sure enough, it was Furry Vengeance. It wasn't Fury Vengeance, it was Furry Vengeance. And it was a group of outcasts of furries looking to get revenge. You know what I mean? Looking to get revenge of their love for colorful horses and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Because they were outcasted in the real world, these furries. You know, not a lot of people like these furries. And they had a lot of fucking spite in them. They had a lot of resentfulness towards them. It was kind of embarrassing, you know, because I showed up to the interview with the team leader, and he was dressed as Fluttershy. He was in a Fluttershy costume from My Little Pony, and I was dressed as Rictus Erectus. You know what I mean? I was wielding a chain gun. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, let's go. Like, I'm ready to try to do some shooting, looting, you know what I mean, pillaging, and all the above, you know. But after, you know, a few altercations to my avatar, you know, we got me in a sexy Lola Bunny character, you know. So I was like the new Lola Bunny. No, well, I wasn't the new Lola Bunny. I was the old Lola Bunny from the 1990s Space Jam. You know what I'm saying? Like, with Michael Jordan, I was the sexy Lola Bunny. You know what I'm saying? So now they dress me like a gay furry that a 9-year-old would like to play with in her bedroom. These furries were absolute psychos, man. I'm telling you, man, right now. See, the leader and his underlings, like Applejack and Twilight Sparkle, were both maxed out characters at level 99. These guys were fucking with the shits, bro. They had exotic weapons, you know, several legendary exotic armor sets. You know, this clan was dedicated to the power of friendship, and they stopped at nothing to lend a helping hand. Don't get me wrong. It was fucking disgusting me. It disgusted me. Because I truly thought I was going with the Fury Road, Mad Max Fury shit. I like my costume, Rictus Erectus. It was fucking... It was fucking... I even put a chain to my nipple to my nose. Didn't even require it, you know. But yeah. But by golly, they knew how to level your boy up by any stretch of the means. They brought me to this forest woodlands. Personally, I thought they were going to gang rape me. You know, because it was a silent cab ride all the way there in real time. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get no fast travel through that cab. You know, they didn't fast travel. They Then they killed the cab driver for XP, which was fucking sick. I was just like, damn. You know what, man? Maybe I spoke too soon. These furries are with the shits. You know what I'm saying? These furries do not fuck around, right? Then they sat me down next to the fire, which doubled as a save / spawn point for the next day, right? And explained it all to me. They broke it down. So they said the metaverse was split into different factions. The COD, Call of Duty, first-person shooter guys. Those were the elites that ran the mainlands. Those guys were on top. They were like the warmongers, the soldiers. The mainland cities and banks. The Fortnite clan controlled the hills, and virtually every piece of wood and lumber. They were the builders of the metaverse. They had a grip on on the lumber. He said 1 2x4 is approximately 1 Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Just because the Fortnite clan, they set the prices. They're like the mob. They just come in and go, just give us the money, and no one can really say much because you don't want a bunch of people dropping out from the fucking bus over your land. The Instagram sector, called or controlled all porn. The Instagram, these were the beauty salons, and the keto / vegan friendly supplements, the models, the OnlyFans, almost anywhere you're trying to just jerk off, they kind of had a certain say as to where and when you can do that. All the porn, So their main power was visual manipulation. These Instagram bitches, but the Twitter ghosts own the cloud. So anything that you're trying to save via the cloud, Twitter owned. It was ridiculous, right? They were the voice of virtually every other community, and what's kept the communication up was Twitter, the Twitter community. Well, it's a faction, more or less, and the one true connection. And if you said or did anything that was not to their community standards, it wasn't fit for their norm, and you offended the Twitter gods, you lost direct connection to the multiverse world. You were like, they called themselves Twitter ghosts, but you would be a ghost in the whole world if you fucked with, you said the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? So we'll keep it moving. He briefly touched on the Darkverse, which was a part of the metaverse, but it was like the dark web in Web 2.0. But it included the anonymous group known as 4chan, and they kind of ran that sector, which they were banished to the underground network of tunnels for their foulness, But thankfully, Elon Musk developed an impressive system in the multiverse down there, which was just a bunch of tunnels for them to, play out the mole life, the mole people, if you will, And he just charges them a monthly rent fee. Elon Musk, he's a businessman, right? But he explained, Fluttershy, he explained that. Now, when I no-clipped, right, because I told him I no-clipped, through reality into the metaverse, I hit a glitch in the software. And since there was no clear entry point, there was going to be no exit point for me back into the real world. Fluttershy explained that if I died in the metaverse, I would no-clip back into an infinite reality where my organs would be stretched amongst the cosmos, right? It would melt the system. If I died, it would reset me all across the universe in little bits. So I'd essentially be dead, in reality. So this was fucking worrisome, right? Because you play You play a virtual avatar. The point is to have fun, right? You have dreams. You want to go flying and jump off a building. And the fun thing is you're not going to die, right? These are just, it's not reality. But in the metaverse, if I die in the metaverse, I died in real life. And that was hard. He did reassure me that I was able to make it home. He did assure me that if I am able to make it home, but to do so, I'd have to hit level 99 first. You know what I'm saying? I'd have to get my rank up. And he's got a plan, right? So with this metaverse, right? This metaverse realm, I'm stuck with these forest faggots. They were stuck in the forest with these faggots, right? They quickly got me to work. I was clubbing these digital boars. It's fucked up, right? My first day, I begged about 118 boars before my character needed rest. They built me this nice log cabin with a little help from the Fortnite kids. After Applejack sent a dude dressed up as Iron Man her nudes as an NFT of her digital horse pussy. I later found out that the kid in the Iron Man suit, Avatar, whatever, was the actual Robert Downey Jr. He's playing Iron Man in the metaverse. And he sold the horse pussy NFT for 1,200 Ethereum. Which was fucking, roughly 4.5 million in USD. So I'm like, man, this guy makes smart business moves, right? So man, about his hustle, bro. And nonetheless, I'm just glad RDJ ain't back on that horse pussy wagon, you know what I'm saying? Because he took a dive early in his career. He is stretched out over that anime porn, hentai, if you will. Don't get high off your own supply, boys. I sat in my log cabin, and the TV had Netflix, so that was nice. The real world shows, so it wasn't these crappy cartoon anime shit, right? Watching some real stuff. I watched a few episodes of The Witcher and then passed out, right? Now, dreaming in the metaverse is scary. I'm gonna just throw that out there. 3 out of 10 would not recommend to anyone. Don't dream in the metaverse. Just put there's like a little switch. You could turn the dreams on or you could turn the dreams off. You turn them off, but you have to pay the in metaverse currency. It's like about 0.5 of a Bitcoin or something like that. But yeah, you got to pay to get these dreams out. So I was broke as shit. Had to dream, right? Now, it's weird, right? Falling into REM sleep in this motherfucker, there's nothing but propaganda, like on the level of Chinese government propaganda. The ads for the metaverse, the metaverse vaccine. Get the metaverse is like these hypnotic visuals that coerce you into staying longer inside the metaverse. It's like, as well as this cult-like warmth of having cute Japanese women in bikinis telling me to ditch my family and join the metaverse army whilst sipping Coca-Cola. You know what I'm saying? Shit was incomprehensible. Anyways, when I woke up, I was energetic. My health bar was full, and I had this inexplicable love for the metaverse. I became immersed in this world. I woke up and I was like, wow, you know what? This world is actually fascinating, right? I started chopping lumber. I got to work while cooking up some of the boar that I killed the night before. The clan sent me a Twitter DM saying that they'd pick me up in a week once I grinded out the first few levels to hop into the ranked arenas. We do these arenas, right? I was really interested in this. After about the second day, I bashed enough boar skulls in to earn level 2. Right? And I gained a bronze sword. Now, this was pretty fucking legendary. This was the first thing. I woke up several times during that second night, on the brink of slicing my neck with that sword. The metaverse ads almost got to me, right? And after about a week, I was level 10. So, sorry, I was just remembering the ads that you didn't. It's not a sight to see for any sane man. It'd drive you crazy. But yeah, after about a week, I was at level 10, ready and armed, finally, for the arenas. I gleefully send out the message to the clan. Now, just as I finished sending out the message to the email, you know what I'm saying? Like an Evite, they were, there was a gang of attractive females with the dog filters that came up. These are like the Snapchat doggies. You know what I'm saying? They came up and just started licking my face, and fondling my genitals, So long story short, I fucked about 12 of these Snapchat groove bees, and I woke up with all my currency that I accumulated during the week, and in the rare items, gone, Fucking stole half of my inventory in my backpack and all the food in my fridge, you know what I'm saying? So I tried to call the police, Metaverse Police. You know what I mean? Metaverse Police is MVPD, Metaverse Police Department. And they were no help, because these two guys came up and they were dressed as The Rock and Samuel L. Jackson. Well, not dressed, they're avatars. I'm sorry. I'm not a Metaverse native, right? But the Samuel L. Jackson and The Rock, and they were dressed up as their cop uniforms, like from the other guys. They came in and saw me. Now remember, kids at home listening, I was Lola Bunny. That was my avatar. So they see me dressed up in these fucking, the avatar from fucking Space Jam, Lola Bunny, in these sexy shorts with nothing but my bunny tits laid out on display, dog. You know what I'm saying? Needless to say, the police had their way with me, with my sweet bunny pussy. It was horrible and exhilarating at the same time, because I never experienced the female orgasm, and to be honest, it was splendid. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why more women aren't whores, because I came so much, so long, nonstop, just fountains just squirting down there. There's the cum and piss all over the floor, and the cum from me and the boys, and the piss left from the Snapchat dogs that pissed all over my fridge, dog, and my bed. The squad came through. My team. These are my boys, the My Little Pony faggots. They came through just as the two police officers were leaving. Twilight Sparkle came in and side-beamed him. She hit him with the shit that you see in Dragon Ball Z, where I think it's Krillin hits his fucking thing. I'm not too sure with the cartoons, but it was a side beam. Nonetheless, fucking one shot disintegrated their whole bodies, including the cop car, leaving nothing but their loot boxes. Just boxed them. Interestingly enough, my panties were in the Rock's box. His loot box. You know what I mean? So it was titled Memories too. It was a box titled Memories. So the clan didn't even know that I had been raped. They just came in. They're just like they're just savages like that. They came in with the fucking like, yo, these fucking guys, we're gonna fucking blow them up and loot them, bro, because they thought they were part of the Call of Duty clan. And the squad don't give a fuck. It's our way or the highway, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So they picked me up, and then we flew down to the battle arenas. You know what I'm saying? To help rank me up on PvPs, right? Now, the arenas was nothing like the PvE, which was player versus environment. PvE is player versus player. And these enemies weren't some low-level AIs that you would be able to predict, right? They're not the boars in the fucking forest where I just bonk them over the head. These guys were out to play. And the maps were dangerous. And as I was reminded that since I had no spawn point, that if I died, I would die in real life. Now, arena battles consisted of fights 1v1, 2v1, 1v1, 2v2, and all the way up to like 50 versus 50. So you could do 3v3, 4v4. And I was talked into doing 1v1 by the Elder Furries. furries. Yeah, furries. The elder furries, so that I could learn the maps and train to be a part of the team. So I was scheduled to fight this wild boar avatar. This is an boar avatar named Bornado, and this was it was on a new map that was barely fully rendered, and had tons of blood and tears from the new contestants still left over. Now, before the fights, we had this fight pose, and Bornado had a ring in his nostril and a mohawk, right? He looked like a killer. I ain't gonna lie, he looked like a fucking killer. I tried to give my fiercest angry bunny face, but it was no use. You know what I'm saying? I was just so cute. I looked too cute. Well, an inch away from my face, Bornado looks me dead in the eyes and said, "I heard you're out boar killing, in the honeydew forest. How many of my kind did you kill?" That's what he said to me. And I was completely unaware, and I was just in my head worried and nervous about the whole situation, about fighting and stuff. I was completely unaware, and I just completely unaware of the gravity of the situation. I said, I don't know, anywhere between 1,500 to about 4,000, you know what I'm saying? I lost count after about the 300 mark because I was kind of on autopilot, just constantly killing these fucking boar, you know what I'm saying? And this enraged the bull man, you know what I'm saying? We dropped into the arena. Yeah, he didn't like it too much, by the way. He did not like that. And we dropped into this arena. The map digitally rendered a low-level construction site with a lot of safety hazards. It was like an unbuilt warehouse, you know what I'm saying, with OSHA violations everywhere. All right. So my first experience in PV. Oh fuck. Yeah. Okay. 10 minutes. Yeah, this is my first experience in the PvP metaverse. So I was a little nervous, you know what I'm saying? I noticed a pallet of bricks laying next to the jackhammer unsupervised. So I picked up a few bricks, and just as I was about to do some old peaceful protesting, if you will, Boarman tackled me onto a pile of loose gravel. Now, someone in the crowd said the rocks and the gravel are power-ups. They look like a rainbow rainbow aquarium gravel, but bigger. So there's these colorful neon rocks in there. They look like power-ups, not gonna lie. So I grabbed a couple and tried to consume them. And nope, just regular old colored rocks, if you will. I hear the guy in that shouted out to me, eating them. He yelled back, "Ha, fucking loser!" That's what he yelled. You know what I'm saying? It's worse than Rob Schneider yelling out to Adam Sandler in every fucking movie. Alright, I got a mouthful of rocks here. Bornado's on top of me, full mount position, beating the shit out of this little bunny. Now, things didn't look so good. It just didn't. It just looked like I'm gonna fucking die, right? I was losing all hope and I was getting desperate. And I thought to myself, I'm not gonna fucking die, man. Not to this bullshit music they were playing, some EDM marshmallow remix of the AC/DC Thunderstruck. They were playing like some off-brand Thunderstruck from AC/DC. And I was like, this is fucked. The original wasn't even that good. Why the fuck remix it? You know what I'm saying? But I felt this sign of hope. I felt a sign of hope. A glimmer of light shining down on me, poking me right in between my bunny titties. Bornado was hard. He was fucking hard, dog. And a life lived in the woods gave him an irresistible lust for sex. I whispered in his ear, "Before you kill me." That's what I said. "Before you kill me, fuck me first, you big strong stallion." That's what I said. But it was obviously because I was a hot bunny, so you gotta imagine. But I whispered, "Fuck me," and he was aghast, but not resistive. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't restraintive. He didn't resist it. He whips out what I can only assume was a mod. I can only assume that he modded himself to that size and length and girth. But it was a 13.5 inch curly golden dick. Now the audience at this point is speechless. They don't know. They never seen this before. I don't think this is a first in the metaverse, to be honest. But in one swift motion, right, I just rip off his dick, wrap his curly penis around his neck, and begin choking him to death, right? And the crowd is now a bit taken back from what they just seen, you know, because I just killed a man with his own dick, and it was like it took a second to register, and I just got up, heavy breathing, and it took about a minute until I was met with applause, standing ovations, everyone screaming, going crazy. You know, it was just, you know, you could hear a pin drop, and then all of a sudden everybody was going crazy. You know, I instantly leveled up to level 25 after that. I got like 15 levels. It was the fucking best. I was from all the fucking XP, I was a fan favorite. They voted me the kill clip of the week. It was crazy. And hundreds of simps with femdom fetishes showered me with gifts and sexy outfits. I was famous at this point, and I fucking loved it. You know, I leaned into it, if you will. A guy trapped in a digital fantasy land could get used to this, you know what I'm saying? Role playing as a sexy bunny, you know, could get used to this shit. I put the furries on the map, dog. You know what I'm saying? Fluttershy loved me for this and promoted me adequately to lieutenant. I was his right-hand man and surpassed all the other fucking members. Naturally, Applejack and Twilight were pissed, you know? But fuck them. They jelly. You know what I'm saying? They see a young nigga like me getting blockchain money, making it rain, NFTs. And I expected the hate, you know what I'm saying? My reputation succeeded my abilities. You know, subseeded. Yeah. It surpassed my abilities, right? Applejack knew there was going to be Applejack knew there was going to be a lot of people trying to test my might. So he gifted me this legendary weapon, right? He knew that there's going to be some problems down the road. He knew that once you get on, it just becomes a target, right? Gave me this legendary sword, bro. And this is a sword from Dark Souls. It is the Moonlight Greatsword. I was winning fight after fight, bro. Just couldn't stop. I fought legendary Pokemon like Charizard and Mewtwo. Classic characters like Barney and Elmo. Shrek even. I fought a dragon, bro. It was crazy. You know? And I killed all of them. I killed them all. My finishing move became ripping off dicks, as it worked so well at the beginning in my first fight. I fought women, right? Now, if I did fight these women, those furry boys got me a homemade giant strap-on. I think it says tiger dick. Giant strap-on tiger dick. That's what I got. You know, it was like, well, tiger camo. It was a tiger camo dick. And I would place it on my victim right before I was going to hit him with the finisher. And then I'd just rip it off. And then I'd, you know, for the finisher, right? It was ripping off dicks. Women don't have dicks, so I'd have to place on the strap on, right? So that's what I did, right? So life was good, right? This is all for the crowd, by the way. I was a very big crowd guy. Life was good, you know. We fought hard and partied even harder. Them furries knew how to throw down and organize an orgy. And damn, does digital cocaine hit different, you know what I'm saying? I had it all, man, but Mark Zuckerberg, owner and copyright holder of the Metaverse, wasn't too pleased, you know what I'm saying? It's only right that me and them furry crew ruffled some feathers at the top. I mean, shit. We took what we wanted, we did what we wanted, and whenever the fuck we wanted, man. We were fucking on top. And the people behind the scenes didn't really like that, you know what I'm saying? So the boys over at what was left of Facebook, you know, we call it the Metaverse Lite. All the people working on the web 2.0, regular Facebook, they weren't too pleased knowing what was going on in the new metaverse. There's this guy named Frankie, right? Frankie was the head exec at engineering within the metaverse. He got the exclusive orders, to end our little bull run, if you will. He jumped on it like a digital shark jumps on a digital teenager in the digital hit movie remake Cyberjaws. Now with more teeth. Cyberjaws. Check it out now. Now, Frankie was a guy that needed to impress people. This guy, Frankie was the type of guy that told you the brand of clothes he rocks or wears, the car he drives, the women that he slept with. He had name dropped Kanye West as if it was his best friend, even though they just shared an elevator together, and never said a word to him. That guy was Frankie. That was who Frankie was. So as I got more confident living / being trapped in this metaverse, I didn't realize that there were forces attempting to get rid of me. Frankie was building a case, and apparently you can still commit crimes in the digital world, in the digital realm. Me and the boys were wrapped up in several e-crimes, if you will. Now, we were fixing fights, money laundering, money and crypto laundering. We sold a lot of e-drugs. We were racketeering, if you will. E-racketeering, e-hits, or e-assassinations. They pretty much built up a RICO e-case against us. Now, the thing is, at this point, me and the gang were getting bold. We were getting very, nonchalant, like, who's going to stop us kind of shit. Like Donald Trump, we were like, you can't touch us. You know what I'm saying? What we did, we'd sneak guns into boxing fights. We brought tanks to street races. Shit. We threatened families of men that opposed us. At one point, we got word of a small crew trying to pump bass through our e-corner. So we put his real life address out on the digital billboards and doxed his entire real life family. You know what I'm saying? The guy wound up committing suicide. Frankie had a rap sheet on us, from the jump. Frankie got all of this recorded. And all back to my cabin rape, scene. And as this binder filled with my crimes looked like a fucking encyclopedia, man. It was like multiple books in fucking all alphabetical order and shit. I did so much crimes in the metaverse that they had to actually invent a few words. You know what I'm saying? There's not enough to explain what was going on with me and my gang. Now, the guys out in the real world are tracking our every movement. We'll call it Megaverse. Even though Mark Zuckerberg calls it Betaverse, we'll call it the Megaverse in the real world, because ultimately that's where all the servers are for the metaverse. Frankie was on us, right? Guys in our crew were getting taken down left, right, and center, dude. Now, I explained earlier in the beginning, that when you die in the metaverse, right, this is what happens. You respawn to your room or your local library or wherever your original spawn point was. Now, Frankie rewrote the source codes and changed the exit points directly to jail. So word came back when Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash got popped, leaving a whorehouse. They woke up in federal prison serving 118 years, no bail. We had a guy in the unit paid off 3 Bitcoin a week to this motherfucker, but the son of a bitch was worth it, right? Word broke out, so we stopped risking ourselves in the arena and stuck to our streets, just moving product on the street. We had Sparkle Forest on lock, you know what I'm saying? This is a little place we ran. We fucking turned it out. My Little Ponies were patrolling the streets with tanks, spy crafts, UAVs, tripwires, explosives. Tripwire explosive drones. It's drones with when you get close enough to touch those drones, it's set off a tripwire and it blows up. Snipers in the trees. This shit was wild, man. We were, it was fucking crazy, man. Every time I'd see a helicopter, man, I knew it was Frankie's team, man. It wasn't even paranoia. I just knew. I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers are watching us, right? Eventually, the blow did get to me, though. Eventually, the blow did get to me. Paranoia set in like a motherfucker, man. I began to get sloppy. You know, I'd make deals in front of mall cameras, sell high-grade weapons to minors, talk business on my personal phone. That's a no-no. And, hell, Rainbow Dash got out in like 2 months after he was about to be serving 118 years. He got out in 2 months. And, you know, said he got bail. But I should have known he was snitching, man. That nigga was snitching, right? So the MVPD, you know, the Metaverse Police Department, had this system where they would send in virtual assassins to kill you in the game world, and then they would reroute your exit spawn so that you would end up in jail. So this is wild, right? These MVPs would spawn in with mods that, like weapon upgrades, wall spot hacks, being able to walk through walls, and could even replicate and control any NPCs in the metaverse. So basically, we're fighting Agent Smith from fucking Matrix over here. You know, just a couple of guys that, you know, just we're in the playing fair for a little bit, and we got some power and money, right? And I hate to see young niggas succeeding. You know, young bunny, you know, a young bunny just getting money, baby. You know, so, yeah, I was in my high rise, you know, in a penthouse suite in my sunken in living room hotel. No, not hotel. Yeah, it's all paid for. Man, living room hot tub, snorting Adderall off this thick Colombian, you know, these thick Colombians, you know, thighs. Well, Twisted by Keith Sweat was playing on the speakers. Now, it was tweak, you know, I was tweaking. But I knew the knocking at the door was trouble. I could sense it. I knew that this is not paranoia. Something's up. I grabbed my M4A1 assault rifle with the extendo clip, rubber grip, SOCOM 338 Ti suppressor, you know, bump stock, and pink tiger camo. I started the last little line off Shotty's Colombian behind, and then I slapped her in the ass. And I told her, pick up the MAC-10 on the dresser, bitch. And I went to go check out the door, you know. I had the gun. I'm peeping through the door. And it had one of those apartment doors where you have the little chain on it. So I went to go, you know, check out the door. And it was Rainbow Dash looking real nervous. Oh, this is real nervous, Rainbow Dash. But he, you know, he kept asking if he could come in and for like tea, and then it was coffee, and it was like a quick smoke and shit. He even asked to use the washroom and shit, right? So I finally cracked. I'm like, all right, man, Jesus Christ, you want to come in so quickly, right? But I saw the rifle shouldered, right? Like I'm waiting for this nigga. You know, I unlocked the safety chain on the door, and he suddenly yelled, "Go, go, go, go!" I'm like, shit. I popped Rainbow in the head, right? Then I did the dash over behind the fucking, you know, the hot tub and shit. You know, I went, cause like I went to go close the door, but motherfuckers, you know, Frankie's foot blocked it, right? And I looked it up, and it was Frankie, and he said, "We finally meet, Mediumjay." And he said this while smirking. So I shot him in the foot, right? And then he backs up, and I shut the door. And then this son of a bitch, you know, no clips through my apartment door, bro. I'm hiding, I'm chilling, I'm like fucking tripping balls behind the thing, watching him no clip through the fucking wall, dog. This is wild, right? And, you know, and he says, "Yellow," like he's no clips through the wall, and you'd expect him to say something incredibly cool. But he's like, "Yellow," like the loser nerd that he is. "Hello there." That's what he said. So I had tracer bullets right in this motherfucker. So when I hit him in the fucking foot, I was able to see him even though he was using the ghost perk. The big booty Latina was, you know, spraying the fuck out of him. but the shots didn't register, man. I think this nigga was hacking. This nigga was definitely hacking. I threw my gun to the ground, right? And I raised up my fist because we're not gonna get through this with a good old fashioned gunfight. It's good old fashioned fist fight, right? So I punched him so hard, right? Bah, one punch. Punched him, cracked his jaw. His jaw was hanging to the side, right? Completely stuck on the left side of his face. Then, I'm like, okay, shit, man, look at your face, bro. You still want to keep going? And I was talking my shit, right? He fucking whips his head right back to the right. Fucking snaps his neck and head and jaw, and everything just snaps back into place, and then he tackles me about 40 feet, back into the hot tub. Right, I'm back in the hot tub, and he starts punching me in full mount position. There's nothing gayer or anything than just two guys in the metaverse. Two guys in the metaverse in the fucking hot tub, right? He's choking me, right, and tells me the best part of killing you is that you will feel what it's like to die, and then you'll spend your whole life in jail, rotting in a cell. Or I guess it's prison. There's prison. It might have been prison. I'm not too sure if prison or jail. I think jail is the temporary one. But anyways, I swivel my hips out. I break loose. I get out of the mount position. And we're slugging it out. This is complete haymakers and heavy-handed jabs. And I started winning, right? I started, getting up. And I was fucking him up. You know what I'm saying? Now, with the help of my big booty Latina chick, the power of thickness compels you, right? Agent Frankie jams his hand in between her titties, right? And he converts her into his, weird program thing. He converts her into this weird Agent Smith shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the Matrix. I push both of them over because he still had his hand in between them titties. It's a long way in and a long way out, boys. Those big titties. I pushed them both over, right? And then I start running out of the apartment. Frankie's newfound minion rams her hand into the speaker. She goes, when it was playing, urban R&B, 90s music. He jams it in there. She jams it in there in the speakers and changes it to Skrillex's Bangarang, techno hit. This is playing while I'm running out my fucking apartment. No motherfuckers change my music, right? So, shouts out to all my boss boys. So I'm running through this shit. I cleared the stairs, hopped over a fence in the back alley. Now, I know this is Rainbow Forest, right? You're thinking dude, Jay, you said you're in a rainbow forest. Now, what me and my gang did in Rainbow Forest is we changed the whole landscape. We got on, right? And once we built a casino and a strip club, it got very gaudy, like a Vegas strip. It got very it's just come in with bulldozers, get all this tree, get all the forest stuff. It was still technically Rainbow Forest, but it just had a different vibe to it. You know what I'm saying? We had the woods looking mint, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I was in the back alley, and about a dozen other agents surrounded me, and they're all these same programmed agents. They all surrounded me, right? And then I said, "Hey, Digital Surrey, play Mortal Kombat." Mortal Kombat. Doom, 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 doom. So we're fighting, and I'm doing bicycle kicks. I'm doing spinning back fists and butterfly kicks, and I'm doing these weird windmill elbows and shit. Bodies flying left and right. This was a great scene, by the way. You had to be there. But now remember, I'm Lola Bunny, right? In skimpy short shorts, fighting these men, these grown agent men, in a very revealing tank top where you can just about see my bunny nipple. Right? Now this is the old version of Slutty, and we're going to remind you again, this is the old version of Lola Bunny, the slutty version. Now, I was straight up murdering these boys, these agents, these Fed boys, if you will, sending them on an expressway trip back to their real world in their exit points, right? Just nothing but cracking necks and groin kicks, right? Now, there's about 3 agents left, right? I got the dozen down. I dwindled the numbers. I got like 9 out of them. Surprisingly, Agent Frankie was still here. He must have been watching from afar in the real one. And Frankie hit his hologram watch, right? He just hit his hologram watch to spin it, did a couple of codes, and him and the rest of the other 2 agents doubled in size and ripped their suits, right? They got like this weird Hulk upgrade. Now, Frankie says, guess you're not the only one that can play dirty in the metaverse. He said that to me, so I took it personally. They immediately swarm me, right? Beating the shit out of my bunny ass. My face is bruised in, puffy lips, swollen eyes, unable to see where I'm going, dude. I can't see where the next fist is coming, and I can't see where the next fist is going, It's just, if it's coming or going, where these fists are coming from. Now, all hope was lost again. I'm thinking like, fuck, I'm going to prison, right? This is it for Mediumjay and the saga of, the metaverse. This is bad, right? You can almost feel like some sort of empathy, Like Mediumjay's character in the metaverse was this, almost like this anti-hero. Like, you didn't want to root for him, but you couldn't help. He was just so cute in his little bunny suit. So, I'm coming to terms with this, boys. Just as I've come to accept being pummeled to death and then dying in real life prison, I see a pink and yellow Pegasus flying through this magical pixie dust, right? Flying, and pixie dust flying off her wings. It was Fluttershy. The son of a bitch did it. His whole life, Fluttershy was afraid to fly, right? He flew nervously. He's always a nervous Nelly. But he's flying. I see him up there, flying, moving with grace and confidence. It's fucking beautiful. A tear came to my eye. All of the violence and stuff, I wasn't crying. And even when it got to getting raped, I was kind of crying during the rape scene. But this was a different kind of crying in the metaverse. This was tears of joy. Tears of e-joy, if you will. E-tears of e-joy. So, with several hundred animals in this, he came in with several hundred animals in this stampede, because Fluttershy could talk to animals, right? That's part of the My Little Pony lore, right? You guys gotta look it up. But yeah, Fluttershy tosses me one of the rarest upgrades of all time, off the black market. It's the Red Hulk Strength Boost. It's canceled for... Hold on. It's canceled back for the racist comments in comic book numbered 112. Red Hulk smashes the red commies. Now, the world never seen so many slurs in one comic book. This is like the 80s, and like they kind of got rid of what happened. But what did happen was, it's a rare strength boost for the Red Hulk. So I took that motherfucker and I doubled in size, and we were fighting again in this middle of this stampede, right? There's like animals flying by. Now it's still an uneven match. So Fluttershy tosses me one more upgrade, and this is the black hole ray gun from Roblox, right? So this is like it's a fucking black hole ray gun, dude. Like, I don't know should I explain it? Nah. So I zap these motherfuckers back to reality, right? It's just instantly getting back into the spawn, and I even hit a couple of fucking rhinos and a couple of crocodiles and wild ass boars, sent them back into the motherfucking reality. Imagine those digital boars running around still to this day. Chaos in the jails, man. Nothing but chaos in them jails. Because remember, there's respawned right out and we had this dark hole ray gun. So there, we just spawned it to them. And it was just spawning all these jail cells. So there's instantly riots. You know what I'm saying? I gave it about 15 minutes for all hell to break loose. I said goodbye to Fluttershy. He's been nothing but help. I wanted to thank him. He's been nothing but, he taught me a lot. And I reached level 99. And he said, your time's now. So I blasted myself with the ray gun. And I was rerouted to that same jail cell. Same prison. But except there was all these animals fucking loose. There was all the animals and shit was going on. There's complete riot. A lot of the guys in the prison running around had to be members of my gang in the digital realm, right? So there's all my boys, right? I spent so much time in the metaverse. My muscles basically atrophied, though. I was in there permanently for like the last few months. And I had to take my movements slowly. But luckily the guards were pretty fucking preoccupied with the little stampede of fucking animals just running around. I kept my head low and snuck out of all that chaos. Now, a few weeks passed, I regained my normal movements in reality. And I was, had my feet up watching the news, right? One night, and I see that Lola Bunny. This is the first character to be barred from the metaverse, right? There's is Mediumjay, which was my identity in the digital realm. They didn't know anyone. They didn't know my real government, you know. And the funny thing is, man, they had a special advisory statement for the police asking the public for any tips on the real life identity of Lola Bunny, you know, aka Mediumjay, the alias, either Lola or Medium. Fortunately for me, they had no spawn point in or out, you know, till the MVPs rerouted my ghost IP to their jail cells. It had no info other than it was my character and my name, Mediumjay. They had nothing else on me. They didn't know what I was doing. They didn't know who I was. They didn't know where I lived. It's fucking funny. And, you know, they were none the wiser. I booked a trip to Miami, kicked my feet up on the beach, sipping Mai Tais. Life was good. I'm like, I can get used to this retirement, you know what I'm saying? I was just relaxing. You know, a former bunny can get used to this shit, man. Just living life. Just living life, right? Then my butler comes up to me, right? Now, although I had a drink full already, butler comes up to me and he says, Monsieur Mediumjay, a card from the long lost acquaintance. It's a card. You know, it's a card and it says, it's the guys from My Little Pony clan, you know what I'm saying? They kept Lola. They Frankensteined her, you know what I mean? And all their loot, they just kept it. They kept it in a safe kept. You know, and they said, when you left, there was a lot of burning of the kingdom of forest, Rainbow Forest, but they got one thing and they moved down to Argentina. They moved down there, and they said, we kept your character alive, along with all the rare loot. And there's a QR code, which is an untraceable entrance to come back to your kingdom whenever you please. Signed, Fluttershy. I took the card into my pocket, and I just looked off into the sunset, smiling.